What's going on, guys? Vanilla Paints here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 tips that can take you to the next level in your miniature painting hobby. Now, I know there's a lot of tips out there, and a lot of people have already covered this, but I want to cover 5 things that I wish I would have known right when I started. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Tip 1, observation. A lot of the times when we sit down and start painting models, we try to project what we're seeing in our head onto the model. This is good, and it shows that you're creative. But by simply taking the time to observe the same miniature that other artists have done, they can help guide you in a creative way to help make that vision that you see in your head become a reality. Tip 2, techniques. Make sure that you take the time to explore YouTube, Twitch, or even Google to look at other artists and see the techniques that they use to paint certain things on miniatures. If you're painting a gemstone, look at 3 or 4 different artists. See how they do it. That way you have a better understanding at all the different ways to approach that gemstone to get the best possible look that you can achieve. Tip 3, patience. This is a hobby that requires a lot of time to achieve a finished product on any model. Don't go at any model thinking that you're just going to sit down and knock it down in a couple hours, because if you do, it's probably not going to turn out as good as you had wished. Take your time, really look over the detail of a model. Don't be scared to go in there with a fine detail brush and pick out extra little details. All of these things add up at the end product of the model and can take any miniature to the next level. Tip 4, take risk. Sometimes we're too scared to go in and try something new on a miniature because we don't want to destroy what we've already done. We don't want to take a chance on making a crucial mistake and having to start over. If you never take risk, you're never going to learn anything new. If you don't go in there and try this new shading technique on these pants that you're painting, then how will you know if you can do it? How will you know if it'll work? Take the time to take the risk. A lot of times this hobby is risk versus reward. You're going to mess up. Accept it. And when you mess up, you can always go back and fix it. Don't be scared. Tip 5, enjoy what you're painting. A lot of times we tend to paint things that belong in our army only because they go to our army. And a lot of the times the result that you get at the end isn't quite what you had hoped for, and that's because you didn't have fun painting it. This hobby requires you to sit down and put a lot of time into one model. So make sure what you're painting, you're enjoying it, and you're having fun while you're doing it. Make sure that your expression as an artist carries out through the model. And when you get to that final stage, you're going to be a lot happier with the end result. So there's 5 tips that I wish I would have known when I started this hobby. A lot of times when you're new to this hobby, you're so excited to sit down and just paint a miniature that you don't think about these things. And I know some of these things seem self-explanatory, but believe me, had I have known this going into this hobby, a lot of the things I'd done when I first started would have turned out so much better. And make sure you take special note to tip 5. That is the most important tip that I can give you. When you enjoy what you're painting and you're expressing yourself as an artist onto that miniature, the end product is going to be so much better than you could ever imagine. You're going to enjoy it, and the people that are viewing that model are going to enjoy it just as much. If you found this helpful, please thumbs up this video. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. If you do, make sure you turn on that little bell icon too. That way you know every time I post a video right when it goes up. If you have any questions, comment down below. I will gladly answer any questions, and if it needs a video made, don't worry about it. We'll make it. We'll cover it. Thanks again, and I'll catch everybody in the next video.